Well, hey, hi, hello, how are ya? Welcome to a quick stretch and strengthening session with me. I'm Angel. In case you don't know, now you do. And I'm here as usual just to check in with my own body, give myself a little movement, a little loving attention, a little self-awareness, a little stretching, a little strengthening. And I invite you to join me to whatever degree feels good in your body. I remind you, you don't need any special outfit. You don't need any special situation or surroundings to take a couple of breaths or a couple of minutes or maybe a couple of hours and give yourself a little loving attention because you are worth it. That being said, I'm going to take just a couple of breaths to bring my awareness into the bottoms of my feet, rooting myself into the center of the earth and just taking a couple breaths to let go. Let's do some shoulder shrugs with that. So tensing up and then just letting go. Jiggle those arms a little bit. And again, tensing, and then just letting that go. Swing the arms a bit. Setting my intention today on staying present in the moment, just right here, right now. Everything is pretty fantastic. It's a beautiful day. My body feels good. And you're out there, so things aren't so bad, right? I know there's a lot of uncertainty going on right now, and so I think it's extra important to pay attention to those basics like taking care of your body, letting go of stress routinely because there's bound to be a lot of it accumulating, and movement and breathing and letting go are great practices for that. So let's do a little, shall we? I think today, setting my intention on being present, I'm going to just listen to my body and follow my body's lead. I encourage you to do the same, or you can follow my lead if you're looking for a lead. I'm going to start by bringing myself into a nice upright posture. First of all, just bringing my awareness into my spine and my abdomen, pulling up in the pelvic floor a little bit, checking that my ears are over my shoulders and my shoulders are over my hips and my hips are over my ankles. And then I'm going to go ahead and just roll on down, just checking in with the spine, nice and slow, trying to do one vertebra at a time. You'll probably notice in me if you're watching, and you might notice in yourself if you're listening to your own body, that there are some places that are more supple than others as you move through that spine. Hi, Sappy Cat. I'm going to come all the way down past the waist and into the hips to a full forward bend, making sure to not lock those knees, and just relax here for a couple of breaths. Letting the head go, letting the arms go. And then I'm going to roll back up, again engaging in the pelvis here, pulling up in the pelvic floor and trying to take it nice and slow. One vertebra at a time, really feeling where there's suppleness and fluidity and where there's stuckness. Not to judge, just to notice. Maybe there's something that needs attention. I'm going to do a little bit of twisting here. Let's do a little slower twisting. So to the left side, I'm actually going to grab with my hands onto the hips. Just use that for torque. And give the body a nice rotation, a little wringing out, and then coming the other way. Using, again, my hands on the hips for torque and wringing out those internal organs. Coming back to center. I'm going to swan dive down with the flat back this time, relatively. All the way down. Again, bending from the hips. Bringing the head down, and then I'll bring the hands down to the floor, bending the knees. If I need to, I'm going to turn this way so that you can still see me. And I'm going to step back with the left foot into a nice deep lunge. Keeping some of my weight on my hands here and just kind of play around with my weight. I'm going to straighten that front foot and come into a deep forward fold over that one leg. I'm trying to keep my hips relatively parallel with each other, so that takes a little adjustment here in the hips. You can kind of play with that, rotating the hips. I'll be open and then rotating them closed, trying to bring them more parallel. I'm going to bend that knee and come back into that deep lunge, and then drop that back knee and reach back for that back foot, giving that a nice stretch. Sometimes have to adjust and slide that knee back a little bit more, get off the kneecap. Don't do that if it doesn't feel right to your body. There's a little bit of an extreme stretch sometimes. Feels good though in that front thigh here, and I'm still trying to focus on pulling this hip forward. You can feel there's a much different, you could stretch this way, open that hip, and then pull that forward. Feel that difference there in the leg. I'm going to drop that leg, bring this heel. Actually, I was going to do the splits, but instead I'm going to straighten that leg and step forward with that back foot, back up to meet the front foot and back into that forward fold. Again, giving a nice release breath, and now I'm going to bend the knees and come up in like a reverse swan dive, kind of giving a back arching back bend this time, coming through that motion with some fluidity, just playing. I gotta adjust because I invited you here. At least I could do is keep my shirt on, right? All right, swan diving down again, all the way into that forward fold, and this time I'm going to step back with the right foot into a deep lunge. Still keeping some of my weight on my hands again. Just kind of bouncing around there a little bit. I'm going to straighten that front leg and come over that leg into a nice forward fold. Again, let's play with the hips a little bit. Opening the hip, you can feel that shift. I'm kind of shifting my weight onto that back heel a little bit, and then shifting the weight more toward the toe and shifting that hip forward, and then opening the hip, closing the hip. I'm going to get in a nice forward stretch, and then I'm going to bend that knee again, coming into that nice deep lunge, and then I'm going to drop that back knee and reach on back for that back foot. I got to kind of jiggle that leg because I got to do that again. I get a Charlie horse in that leg sometimes. I got some scar tissue back there that just cramped up for me, so in the spirit of listening to my body, I'm going to try that again. All right. Grabbing that with both hands and now trying to pull my hips forward again. Can play with that contrast between open hip and closed hip. Getting a nice stretch through that right thigh. And again, I slid that knee, I shifted my weight forward so I could slide that knee back just a little bit so I'm not right on the kneecap there. I'm going to release that, bring my weight forward, and pull that back foot up to meet the front foot. And again, come into that nice forward fold. Dropping the head. And come up into a nice standing mountain pose. Kind of step the feet out. Bring myself back into alignment and recheck with my spine, recheck with my feet being centered into the earth. Get my hair out of my mouth. I'm pressing my palms here. I'm going to do a quick 5-finger mantra. I let go. I trust. I align. I connect. I play. My clap snaps are a little slow and sticky today. I hope that you are loving what you do, doing what you love. Remember to give yourself a little extra loving attention, a little extra de-stressing these days as, we're into the super unknown, aren't we? I wish you well. I thank you for the love. Ciao for now.